Okay, so this is the second part of the January 2007 Foundation Completion Paper 1, and this time we're going to look from question 6 onwards. So there's question 6, if you want to pause the video and have a go at those, and then we'll go through the solutions in a minute. Okay, so for 6a, first part, the key word here is estimate. So we're looking for like a rough or a good educated guess at the answer here, and they want us to estimate the square root of 68. Probably the best way to think about this is to think of what are the square numbers on either side of 68. So we've got the 7 squared, 7 times 7 is 49. So the inverse of that, or the opposite of that, square root of 49 is 7. Then we've got the square of 8. 8 times 8 is 64. So the square root of 64 is 8. 9 squared is 81. So the square root of 81 is 9. So we can see hopefully that 68 is between 64 and 81. So that means the square root of 68 is somewhere between 8 and 9. And it's closer, 68 is a lot closer to 64 than it is to 81. So it means that the number is close to 8. So an estimate of around about 8.2, maybe 8.1, 8.2 would be a good answer for that. 6b then, we have to calculate, and you have to remember here there's an order of operations. Hopefully you remember the word BODMAS, which tells you that brackets has to be done first. So look what's inside the bracket. 7 take away 2 is equal to 5. So once we've done what's inside the bracket, then we can do the multiply afterward. So that's 5 times 3 is 15. Again, part C, calculate 4 plus 5 times 3. Remember, BODMAS tells us we have to do the multiply before we do the adding. So 5 times 3 is 15. Now we can add the 4 and the answer is 19. Part D then, we've got 2 multiplies this time. 4 multiplied by 5 and 3 multiplied by 2. And again, BODMAS tells us we've got to do the multiplies before we do the subtract. So 4 times 5 is 20, 3 times 2 is 6, and then we're going to take away, we can do the take away or the subtract now. So 20 take away 6 is 14. E, this one is writing down the reciprocal of 9. You need to remember the reciprocal, this strange word here, just means that you flip the number over. In this case, you flip the number or the fraction upside down, so that becomes 1 over 9. Here's another one where we've got to multiply minus 6 multiplied by minus 3. You need to remember the rules for multiplying and dividing different signs. And you need to remember that minus multiplied by minus gives you a plus answer. So we know the answer is going to be plus. And we can look at the two numbers. 6 multiplied by 3 is 18. So the answer is plus 18 or 18. The next one then, calculate 20 divided by minus 5. Again, you need to remember that plus divided by minus makes a minus. So in this case, you've got plus 20 divided by minus 5. So the answer is going to be minus. And then go back and look at the two numbers. 20 divided by 5 goes 4 times. So the answer is minus 4. This last part then is about average speed. So what have we got here? It says the average speed is 45 miles per hour. That just means miles every hour. What's the speed in kilometers per hour? So this is a question we've got to change miles into kilometers. The thing you need to remember here is 5 miles equals 8 kilometers. So we've got to change 45 miles into some number of kilometers. And the thing that hopefully you might notice here is that to change 5 into 45, we've got to multiply it by 9. So we're going to have to do the same with the 8 kilometers. We're going to multiply both sides by 9. So 9 times 8 is 72 kilometers. So our answer is 72 kilometers per hour. Okay, so there's question 7a and 7b. If you want to stop the video and have a go at those. Okay, for 7a then, we're given a little formula. We've got the formula here, P is equal to 3 multiplied by L plus 2 multiplied by W. And we want to know what is P whenever L is 10 and W is 6. So we can write out our formula again, and now we're going to substitute L is equal to 10. Every time we see the letter L, we're going to put the number 10 in. Every time we see the letter W, we're going to put the number 6 in. So we've got P is equal to 3 multiplied by 10 plus 2 multiplied by 6. So we can work out 3 tens are 30, 2 sixes are 12, and we're going to add them together, and the answer is 42. The second part then, this time they want to know what the value of W is. And this time they give you L is equal to 7 and P is equal to 31. So again, we'll write out the formula, and we're going to substitute the two values in that we're given. So every time we see the letter L, we're going to put in the number 7, and any time we see the letter P, we're going to substitute the number 31. So underneath now we've got 31 is equal to 3 multiplied by 7 plus 2W. So let's work out some of those answers. 31 is equal to 3 sevens are 21 plus 2W. We still don't know what W is, that's what we're trying to find. So now, this time, we're going to have to move this 21 over to the other side of the equation to be next to the 31. Whenever we move it across to the other side, remember we have to change the sign, so that becomes 31 take away 21. We've moved the 21 across, it becomes minus 21, and that equals 2W. Still stays on the same side of on the right hand side of the equation. So now when we work out 31 take away 21, we know that's 10. So 10 is equal to 2W. So if 2 multiplied by W is equal to 10, then hopefully you know that W must be equal to 10 divided by 2. It's like we're going to do the opposite of multiply by 2, which is the divide by 2. So W is equal to 10 divided by 2 is 5.